can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Not gonna be able to monetize this video anymore. Let's change the station. That's better. So in the FM radio or Sirius XM mode, you can just go left and you can change the station this way. Pretty nice. But so we do something. Really be a little bit of a annoying person. You want to. I can feel the bass in my butt. That's how loud this is. And it gets obnoxiously loud. You can actually like hear it on the interstate. Too much. So I will pull off. We're riding on a 2022 BMW R18B. This is day 3 of the series where the first day was a first ride where I was demoing this bike and giving it a try. Day 2 was a 5-minute walk around video talking a bit about the bike and its specification and all that kind of stuff. And now we're on day 3, and I want to give you I want to answer the question, why the hell did Adam Chandler buy an R18? Or better yet, why did you buy a cruiser or a bagger or whatever? Why did you buy a bike with floorboards and a big ass huge heavy fairing that weighs 870 pounds and doesn't have any ground clearance and can't go off road, and like you wouldn't want to, you know, adventure travel on and like go off the beaten path? We all had this question, why? So I've put about 300 miles in this bike so far, and so I feel like I'm qualified to answer, you know, to go into a little bit of a story time here, answer your question and kind of start with a story. So let's get into it. But first I want to show you what this thing looks like as like a whole walk around. This is the 2022 R18B for a bagger, first edition. I really wish it came in red. It's fully loaded. You've got your premium package, your select package, your chrome package, your pinstriping, your reverse assist, the speaker system, the radar cruise control. It's coming equipped with some Bridgestone Battle Cruise H50Rs that are tubeless. Premium LED headlights with adaptive cornering. So I'll put out a video tomorrow, which is the lighting. If you can see, so you got your reserve verts right there. You got your rocker panels, your floorboards, all the chrome and stuff. These lock. There's also a built-in alarm. The seat is heated. The grips are heated. Your fuel cap locks. So you've got a locking fuel cap right here. You have an iPhone hole right there. This is a USB-C charger. I have the cable in order that sends USB-C to Lightning right here. So it's a 90-degree angled USB-C cable that BMW sells. Is perfectly sized. Put your phone in here. This fan runs if it's above 80 degrees outside. And then through that, you can mirror your screen to here with like a Chromecast kind of thing. And that will give you the live map. So I'll give you the live map on your 10.5-inch TFT screen. Cruise control. This is the adaptive cruise control, the distance set, follow set, horn, turn signal, high beam, power, start, and then your locking luggage. That's it for controls. The clutch and the brake levers are adjustable, as are the brake and rockers down below. You can adjust those to be up or down or left or right. Let's get going here. Let's do a story time. Let's start with the why. It was in 2020 that I, like many of you, followed the R18 Soul Story series. Really, 2019 was when the 1800 cc Boxer concept came out, and then that series premiered throughout 2020, kind of culminating in kind of like a June or July release of the R18 first edition, which had the whale fin exhaust. Basic, pure R18, and I mean basic, no wind protection, no fairing, no luggage, small seat, ugly exhaust in my opinion. The tachometer thing, all it showed you was speed, a digital readout of your RPM, and a fuel light for when you were in reserve, but it did not tell you how much fuel range you had remaining. So very, very basic. It was a pure, you know, cruiser riding experience. I wanted one. I think it was $21,000, $21,500. I really wanted one, and I thought, you know, it doesn't have what I want in a bike of that caliber. It has the motor I want, but everything else doesn't have it. And I waited, and a year later it got down pretty cheap. So in 2021 it got pretty cheap to get one of those. They were discounting down to, like, you know, 14-15K as demos. I'll turn off my heated seat and grips. One complaint here is you have to go through the menus, turn your heated seat and grips off. BMW had enough of the buttons and said, nope, we're bearing it in menus. So this is me turning off my heated grips and then going back and turning off my heated seat. Then they released the Classic, and it had a first edition, and it came in a couple different colors. And the Classic is kind of your, like, traditional Softail. It's the first edition pure, but with, in my opinion, much better looking straight pipe exhausts, a little windscreen. They added cruise control, they added heated grips, they added some saddlebags, 15 liters per side saddlebags. And I thought, okay, now we're talking. But the Classic started at like 23 or 24 grand. I'm like, oh, I'll wait for that to go on sale. And lo and behold, in the fall, the Bagger and Transcontinental come out. And so November, I go to my favorite local dealership, Max BMW, and I sit on all four of them. I even rode a Pure and a Classic that September. And I thought, man, that Transcontinental and Bagger, those are the ones to get. But that sticker, $25,000 to $30,000. Oh. But BMW did something super interesting to me. They built it up to be even better equipped. They added the radar cruise control to the Bagger and Transcon. The Pure and the Classic remained unchanged 2022. Unchanged except for exciting new colors, which the red was added to the Classic. Beautiful color. I almost bought one. Gotta be careful. I'll scrape those hard parts. I will. That's about maximum lean angle right there. They also actually redesigned the frame. They made the frame of the Bagger and the Transcon shorter, so it's a shorter wheelbase. They changed the rake to be more stable, I believe at lower speeds, because you've got this 50 or so pounds of fairing they've added to the front with speakers and everything. They also increased the suspension travel to 4.7 inches, almost a full inch more suspension travel, which obviously I live in New England. That's huge. It's not GS suspension travel, but it's much more suspension travel. They also added ESA to the rear shock, which will actually lower the rear. You can't control it, but it does it automatically based on the weight. It looks at your weight, it raises the bike up a little bit, gives you a little bit more cushion for the bumping. They added speakers. They added Sirius XM. They added the new, now infamous R1250 RT big dash. So you have all this 3D maps powered by TomTom. You have your music. All the stuff is here. You actually have a fuel gauge. You have an RPM, a tachometer, along with your speedo. They added in locking saddlebags that are hard bags. And then on the Transcon, they added, you know, the engine protection bars, they added a top case, they added a better audio system. Oh, and they also made the fuel tank larger, so no longer on the Pure and the Classic, where you have a 150-mile range with a 4-gallon tank, you now have 6-ish gallons of gas at your disposal, which gives you, I saw, 300 miles of range when I filled this thing up. 41 mpg average in the last 3 tanks. Wow. And wind protection. And better ergonomics. And they added floorboards. And they added rocker shifter. And I thought, oh my God, I can't buy a Classic now. I gotta go for a bagger. And then summer 2022 came. We're reaching the end of the model year for the first year of the Bagger and the Transcon. And I've been refreshing Cycle Trader once a week for the last 2 years. How many R18s are in USA that are new, sitting on dealer floors? And that number hit 600. There are more R18s today in June of 2022 than there are new R1250 GSs. The bike that BMW's 80% of their, you know, I'm guessing 80% of their sales, there are more R18s than the bike that has 80% of BMW's sales. I'm not saying that the R18's selling poorly or that the GS, they're not making enough of them. There's all kinds of bigger reasons for that. But what I knew is that dealers have to be incentivized to start moving these bikes. 2023 is coming out in 3 months. So, and this bike here, June of 2021 build date. This is a 1-year-old bike sitting on a show floor with 0 miles. And so at the beginning of May, I started researching. I emailed at least 25 BMW dealers from the Mississippi River and east of there, all the way to New York, down to Florida, down to Louisiana, New England, New York State, Ohio, St. Louis, Illinois. And I said, I see you have X amount of R18Bs on your floor and Classics. The Classic I had not written off yet, just for the record. What is the build sheet? Give me the copy of the build sheet or window sticker, if you don't mind. That thing really absorbs some bumps for an 870-pound bike. And also, what's your out-the-door price? I live in New Hampshire, tax-free state. I want to know dealer prep, fees, freight, tax, title, all that stuff. Give me all the fees. Give me my $500 MOA discount. Join the MOA to get $500 off your next R bike. And I've got a corporate discount too. And give me all the incentives. I'll finance through BMW to lock in any incentives that are on the table. Whatever I got to do, what is the lowest price of these bikes? And I started making a spreadsheet. Oh, Adam's making a spreadsheet. And I learned that you can get an R18 Classic for as low as 15 grand out the door. Add tax for your state. But that is the price they were going to sell me one with all their fees tacked on. Spot down in North Carolina. I found another place in Texas listing a bagger for 19 grand. Called him up. Well, we're going to add in 2 grand worth of fees to it. Like, all right, well, and it's not even a premium or a first edition model. All right, I'll take a pass on that. Thanks a lot. Email a dealer in St. Louis. You guys all know who that is. Very world famous dealer. And same question to them. And they said, we got a all black 2022 R18B premium. Not first edition, just premium. So no reverse. Or no pinstriping, no chrome. For $21,000. Come and get it. And by the way, the Transcontinental's, the lowest prices on our Transcon was $24,500, just so you know. Again, incentives, rebates, they change all the time, so do your own research. And I was committed to going over to Gateway BMW, flying in and riding home 1,500 miles on a brand new bike, stopping at a dealer along the way to get the 600-mile service done. And the whole time I was keeping my best friend at Max BMW, I won't say who, keeping him abreast on the goings-ons. And he would always say back to me, "Oh, that's a good price. That's a really good price." You know, never told me I should go for it, just that I was finding some good prices. So I finally walked in and I said, we've been talking for a while, here's the spreadsheet. I want either a classic or a bagger in this specification. And I'd like you to get close to these prices. And keep in mind, I don't think you're going to beat them because, you know what? I'm factoring in having to do hotel, 600-mile service on the road, a flight, gas, to get one of these things home. So, you know, get within $1,000 of any of these, and I'll buy one right here from my favorite dealership, Max BMW. And they pulled one out and said, you should try this one. It's a demo model. It's got some miles on it. You should try this one out. Hopped on it. And when I came back, they had already given me a price that was basically close to some of their dealers. I came back, I even asked for a lower price. I said, I love it. And my best friend said, I actually realized I can give you a better price on that. And so my hometown dealer, just 2 hours from my place, bested everyone else's prices. I have no idea how they did it. I'm not going to ask. They factored all my discounts in, and I put on the back of my truck a brand new, well, brand new to me, 2022 R18B First Edition, which is fully loaded. The sticker on this thing is about $28.5. Actually, I'll go. I'm gonna see if my my buddy here is home for $21,500. And like most of you have said, like, Adam, we know you very well. Like, look at you. You're on a dirt road right now. Why did you buy this thing? Anyway, so story time. So, got this thing home for an insanely good deal. I've always wanted one, but, you know, 28 grand for a bike that would be, you know, basically in a day trip overnighter bike was just too much. But when we got down to the 20,000 range, 21 range, I just had to do it. Had to go through BMW Financial to get all the perks, but honestly, I could pay it off whenever I want to, but the interest rate is only 0.9, which is just unheard of right now in kind of any sort of loan at all. So, you know, I just feel as if things aligned for me. This was the last first edition in our region of the bagger. I just feel like, wow, what a crazy, you know, what a crazy stroke of luck this is. So, as for the why, I mean, isn't it obvious? This thing is gorgeous. It's just a beautiful motorcycle. And I'll talk more, I'll actually review it. I will review it soon, I promise. This is not a review, this is a why did Adam Chandler buy an R18. I wanted one. It's beautiful. I wanted a, I wanted a, here's what I like. Here's the thing. Harleys do not appeal to me. Triumphs kind of do. Victory, rest their soul, does. But none of the Yamaha, none of the Japanese cruisers appeal to me either. But I love German design things. You all know this. You know, we have our Volkswagens, we have our KTMs, Huskies, our BMWs. I just like German stuff. And I love the Boxer motor. I love how it feels. The balance of it, the low center of gravity, the way you can navigate at slow speeds. It's like a perfect bike for that. I've learned how to counter steer this thing. I've learned how to balance it at red lights already. Like, yeah, I ride this like I do my GS, just slunched over a little bit more. and aware of this big 50-pound of fairing up front that really tries to, so if I'm going to stop here, just gotta go first. If I'm going to stop here and I put this hard right, it's a lot of weight. I mean, it wants to go right now. So I just know you don't full lock turn this thing. If you full lock turn it and you're not sitting on that outside seat on the, if your left cheek isn't, your right cheek isn't off the seat and you turn left, full lock, you're going to go down. You have to counterbalance this thing. But I wanted this because it's a beautiful German cruiser. It's a beautiful German cruiser. It's fully equipped. Has features I like cruise control. Has the immersive 3D maps from TomTom, which is near and dear to my heart. That exposed final drive shaft. It is definitely the soul and blood of a German machine. In a form factor that just suits that American cruiser heritage style. The R19 never did that. The R1200C never did that. But this does. And for the price of an R1250 RT Premium, no. Buy the RT. You'll be much happier. But if you can get one of these things for 12 grand at the low end for the pure model, all the way up to 24.5 for the Transcontinental, if you can get one in that 12 to let's say 22 range, you're not going to lose a ton of money on this. It's going to be a low mile, 2,000 or 3,000 mile a year bike that I use around town when wind protection isn't as important and I can hear the music better. So that's why I bought it. Full price? Hell no. Like $8 grand off sticker? Sure. I'll take $8,000 off the list price of this thing. And get this, it gets 4 better MPG than my R1200 GSA. It's 41 miles to the gallon with a bigger tank. No, tank's the same size. Tank's the same size. All right, so that's the why. I'll do a night ride video for you all, and then I'll go into actually doing a review. But I want to get my miles on it first. So, yeah. And, case in point of why this isn't the only bike for me. I had to go to a wedding on Friday night in Cape Cod, down in the Cape. And then Saturday I've got a concert in Boston I was going to go to, an outdoor concert. And the outdoor concert is, you got to pay for parking, and there's no code check. So I had to put my helmet somewhere, and there's no storage in this thing. I could actually go to my friend's house and stay with him, put some clothes in the boxes, go down to Cape Cod in this thing, have a great time. But at the concert on Saturday, I have to stow my helmet away in a locking box because I'm going to be, in a parking lot. And I can't do that on this thing because I don't have a place to put the helmet. So I'm taking the R1200 GS Adventure down to Cape Cod in Boston. And I'm probably more comfortable. I'm more wind protection, better seat, better seating position, more ergonomically friendly for me. So this won't be a bike for that trip. And that's okay, because I didn't pay 30 grand for it. All right, that is my video. Thanks for watching. And next up, we'll do some more fun stuff with this guy. All right, take care.